I'm just about set up, ready for the welding workshop on the this coming Saturday. Just got the cars to take out, get all the trestles and tables set up. I've got full tools out, grinders, dollies, hammers, snips, grinders, clamps, sanding bits and pieces. So we should all be good to go, hopefully. Get the Mini pushed out, get the magnet out and the Alpine, so there's room for Paul and Graham to get their vans in and unloaded. Sandra will be keeping us fed and waters, sandwiches, cake, tea, coffee. Looking forward to it.
It sounds complicated, but it's quite easy really. If it's just a button, a dial like that, I don't know what, different machines have different things, they've just got dials. The general starting thing is if you start off, let's say at a quarter with them both, or if you haven't got enough, go up a little bit more, then you can just trim
with both all the time, or?
Yeah, both all the time, yeah, both all the time. When you get used to it, seeing how it welds and that, you get more in tune with your machine and where you want to be. You do. So all that happens when that's on, well that's not live at the moment, there's nothing there, no power there at all. When you pull the trigger, it of course turns the rollers on so the wire comes out, and also it turns the power on. And the power, where it picks up the power, the wire, is right on this end. That little tip. So the wire is actually only live on that little bit that comes out. The next problem we got when you're welding, the big problem, is that when you get molten metal, it attracts the oxygen and atmosphere. So if you just try to do it like that,
how come my welding never sounds like that?
what does it sound like? Does it sound like
That's like fucking AK-47.
oh, when you've got, this is quite a long lead actually, this is 4 metre lead. Yeah, but you don't want your lead to have loads of knots in them.
No.
Keep it as straight as possible. And they do, the actual liners do wear out. They do, and you get a lot more in them as well. So,
Less than a year old.
Is it?
Oh,
Right.
It's just me welding, I think.
Yeah, what's your wire like? That's the wire, that wire.
Yeah, it gets rusty, doesn't it? I've had that before.
Yeah, it does. And if it gets a bit rusty, I mean, it's got a very, very fine coat of copper on it to keep the rust off.
Yeah.
But you need to keep it dry.
Yeah.
Because if it goes a little bit rusty,
Yeah.
it doesn't feed through very well through there.
Yeah.
Because it just ends up jamming up and not feeding very well. So if you leave it in the garage, just take the wire out and put it in the house or something.
Yeah.
Things I'm going to have again. Just on a bit of forward join any bits together.
Not me.
Can I just ask you another question? You know, I see you put a bit of wire on that before you did it. Is that just to help you to show what it is, or is that something we should be doing?
No, that was just because I pulled the trigger.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
To show you how the wire comes out.
Yeah.
And normally you'd snip that off.
So
you don't get all that wire just going all over the place. You just cut it off. When all I did was just.
I didn't know if that was something like a cheat code for when it comes to welding. It helps you out a lot, you know.
No, I should have bought some snips really.
I might have some snips, Paul.
Right. before you start welding, I mean, you can screw all bits together, tack them together, and make sure everything is going to, before you weld, it's going to fit, and it's going to be all nice, and doors shut and open and everything, because then it makes it easier for the next stage, when Graham gets his filler out and starts doing.
Yeah, one thing I was just thinking about on that score when you're talking about cleaning up, just be careful when you're grinding, because a grinder, well, obviously it's taking metal off as well, so that's making the piece that you're welding to thinner. So you're better to use a stripping wheel than you are a grinder, because you're not taking metal away and making it thinner. Especially if you're going to do a butt weld,
Yeah.
you know, because you end up with your new bit will be 1 mil, but because you've ground probably even both sides of your piece you're going to, it might only be 0.5. And obviously that.
Well, this is, I think, about 200, so quarters plenty.
Yeah,
They all vary a little bit.
Yeah.
And you might find you don't want to start one wants to be a little bit more than the other. It depends how they're all calibrated a little bit different. They are. Even if you've got two identical ones, the machine.
It's always best to start with a bit of scrap then.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Don't go straight into your car.
The other thing is, Carl, the cheaper the machine you buy, the less adjustment there is.
Yeah.
To get it right, you mean?
To get it fine too.
Yeah.
You know, it'll tend, whereas that's on DARs and multi-adjustable, the cheaper machines will have a 1 or 2 setting and a 1 or 2 setting for the wire speed and that. They're not so adjustable.
Yeah.
My first welder was a MIG, mate.
Yeah.
And it was either low, high.
Yeah.
Low, high. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that's the advantage, that is.
Yeah.
Well, you've just got like steps, 1, 2, 3, and that's it. So you can't fine tune it, you usually want to be in between, don't you?
Yeah.
Now, the modern ones like that, it is infinitely variable, it is. So you can just back them down a little bit of that.
Generally, you'll find that most machines have got a chart or something with them,
To start off with,
so that the thickness of what you're welding and the thickness of your wire, you want it set about there.
Yeah, so it's a good start, it is. Yeah, this is 1 mil steel, that's 1 mil thick, that is. Which is about sort of what car bodywork is, really. That's what I do for the start. Just don't start one end and just keep plowing on straight down now. The hand will just go all over the place. Just keep putting little tacks on, make sure everything's all right and nothing's pulled and you haven't missed anything and everything's where it should be.
Practice, if you like. The loading piece of it. Obviously, if you're doing a floor, and obviously you've got to warm the metal, but you really want your flame as much as anything on the actual solder.
Yeah.
Now, this solder I'm using here, you wouldn't be able to buy anymore.
Oh.
Is the health and safety man over my shoulder.
Oh, is that lead, that solder?
This has got quite a lot of lead in it still.
So the modern solder, does it work as well?
It does. There's some in there, which I'll show you in a moment.
Yeah.
But one of our club members was having a clear out and he'd got some left. So And then what you would do, just to, if you wanted to build it up, go back, and obviously now you've got something for it to sit against,
Yeah.
so you can get more on. Then anything, piece of wood, I bought this so it looked good for the last one, but any piece of wood, preferably, if you can get it, hardwood.
Right.
You know anybody that's, you know, taken church bits, bit of hardwood. All this is, yeah, again I bought the box stuff, but any lard, at Sainsbury's or wherever.
So what does the lard do?
Just keep it from sticking to it and smooth it out better.
Right.
Because you can see once you get it moving,
Yeah.
So when you're doing that, then you do want it to look as rough as on the sweep over with the lead bar, if you.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm
All you're doing when
Don't
you're
try and make a nice and
no,
neat.
all you're doing when you is the loading bit. You're getting
Yeah,
the
yeah.
material on.
Yeah.
And again, back to where we was talking about warping and that. You know, this is quite easy here. But what you don't want to be doing, which I am doing, if you can imagine you was doing this on a wheel hatch, it was one of the common places back in the day you would use it on. If a wheel hatch you just got pressed in a bit, you'd fill it with solder rather than filler, because obviously it'll stick there.
Yeah.
But what you don't want to be doing, exactly what I'm doing, is when I lift it off, look, I'm doing that.
Yeah.
Invariably, you've got a panel there that this belongs to. And what happens when you warm it? It warps.
Yeah.
So you just got to, you know, you decide to have a go at it any time.
Wow.
Mm.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Well, you can see that back there. That's just, that was no filler, that was just running across.
Yeah.
To get it 604 metro and the parallels in very small. We actually TIG welded it and we tore the whole thing. It's basically the way.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to go?
Yeah, what's the,
He was like that family, it was as if he was pouring it on. It was smoking amazing.
that's strong.
It's just a strong one.
Yeah, but I always find a stick.
This is, with them, I'm quite get the put in a pack, get the buckets right down. I've got I should fill those bottles all the way around it.
They look like the original.
Yeah, especially well.
Yeah.
But, with the amount of work.
Well, again, you have to do it spot at a time.
Yes, yes. If you go straight down there, you'll end up like that.
Yeah. Yeah, you do, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Alright, Mike? Yeah. Another go? Yeah. See.
I've still got your own chopping book.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's simply yeah.
That's got it. Once they're ground
First
flat.
time we the cheap. You know how I mean?
Yeah.
Just melt it together. The MIG TIG's a bit like gas.
Yeah.
I mean, there's two different types. Like TIG you've got the stripe.
Well,
And one
at least both were anchored 5 weeks ago, so
I think that's a
yeah, it's really nice.
yeah.
Still got one of them for 2 weeks. Well, it's
Yeah, that's all right, you got it, and you're just moving that way.
Yeah.
Instead of just going back.
it's just getting
It's all right when it comes off.
that's what I was
Yeah.
Sorry.
Just need to hold the trigger a bit more and fill it with your hook.
Yeah.
It's a bit more in the middle.
the only